I am Roya Sullivan. I'm the National Director of Windows for Macy's.
Thank you, Roy, for taking the time to be with us today. Much appreciated. Just wanted to start off by asking a little bit about yourself and when you first started with Macy's, and was there anything particular that drew you to join Macy's?
Well, it's a funny story because I started to work at Macy's when I got out of grad school and they needed a scenic painter. So about 20 years ago, I joined Macy's working for Linda Fargo, painting scenes. But then, of course, I only worked there about a year and left and worked for Bloomingdale's, Ralph Lauren, a couple other places. And then I came back about 5 years ago as the Windows director. So I kind of came back full circle.
Amazing, amazing. And what is a typical work day in the life of Roya like?
Well, a typical workday is really, first starts with my office is at Herald Square, which is our largest store. It's our flagship. And so I will begin the day by walking the windows, making sure everything looks good. But then I, mosey on up to my office. And, we have 200 stores that have windows. So I can't see them in person every time, but there's a lot of work that gets done through FaceTime, interacting with people on email. So I kind of check on the other stores, and then that's just the beginning of the day. And then at midday starts designing meetings, budget meetings, and then from there, planning for the next window changes.
And are there any specific challenges that you face as National Window Director at Macy's, or?
Well, I wish I had an unlimited budget, which is what I wish I had.
Don't we all?
Yes. So I would say that. But other than that, I think that not being able to be at every window opening or every window installation, because there are 200 doors. There are 8 doors that are flag windows, not only the Herald Square windows, but in San Francisco, in Chicago. These are our very, very large stores. They used to be flags for other department stores, and now they're ours. They each have 18 to 24 windows, and so to execute all that, I wish I was able to always go to the openings.
And are there any particular favourite installations that you have? Because obviously you must do so many.
Yes, so I would say my favorite is, of course, always the holiday windows, but for all of our doors. But in the past 5 years, one of my real favorites has been, it was not a holiday window, it was a window that we put in before holiday for Trolls. It was a movie, I'm sure you guys know it was a movie. But what was great about that installation was it was all encompassing. It was an ad campaign, it was a bag that people carried in the store if they were window installations. There were shops, and we also, if anyone's been to New York, there's a huge bag outside our building that says the largest department store in the world, and it hadn't been touched in 90 years, so we were able to change that bag and change the reflection of it, and add characters inside the bag. So it really was an all-encompassing marketing campaign, which I loved.
Amazing. And something I like to ask everyone that works with Windows is, where do you go for inspiration yourself?
Well, I think anyone who's doing Windows or any type of display now is definitely looking at a lot of social media, Instagramming, blogs, magazines that are online, not necessarily visiting stores as much, but are definitely looking online. And I personally really like looking at artists, especially outdoor artists, installation artists. Jeff Koons does a lot of cool stuff outside. In squares or, creating an experience moment. So that's what I like to look at, is what is grabbing the attention of the consumer today, which is not necessarily, buying something, but really going there and experiencing the event, like a sculptural piece or a festival. That's what I'm seeing that a lot of people are doing. So I like to see all that.
Is there any other stores that you secretly keep an eye on that you might draw inspiration from as well, because you like what they do.
Yes, 100%. I would have to say the French department stores are my favorite. Bon Marché, Lafayette, Galerie Lafayette.
Yeah.
I feel that those stores, even though they have a traditional aspect to them, they're still doing a lot of good stuff. Where, especially Bon Marché, where they connect with their ad campaign, the in-shop entrance. They have usually have a shop right at the entrance. The character that's in that shop is in the window. It's on their bags. It's everywhere in their ad campaign, and I really like that. I think that's the way to go to have a full experience in a department store.
Yeah. Experiential retail is a phrase that we're hearing more and more. How is this kind of phrase applied to Macy's window displays?
I think it's what everybody's talking about. It's just what I was talking about with inspiration too. It's that the customer wants to be wowed when they come into the store. They would like to look at not only windows but displays that are interesting and artful, but they also want to be able to Instagram that moment. So, and that's where the experience comes in. So the investment we're making in great windows or great displays is really creating an investment in, and putting our dollars into our customers. So the customer falls in love with the experience, falls in love with the brand, and they will return and hopefully then for a shop. So I would say that's our role as the window artists for any department store or any retail organization, is to draw the customer in,
of course,
and invest in that customer love, basically.
And from a technology standpoint, compared from 10 years ago to today, how much of a part do you think technology now plays in window screens?
I think a lot. I mean, ourselves, we started in 2013 adding LED screens to most of our window installations, the larger ones, flower show, holiday windows. But generally what we found is that the window scheme has to look great, and then the technology is then an addition and brings it up to another level. For holiday season, we actually add interactive capabilities. This past year, we had a full-on video game with a joystick outside the window, and you could move the characters in the window, and the LED screen moved with your movement as well.
Right.
The content moved. And then there was a win, and we don't really use the word lose, but we had a win and more win.
and not win.
Yes, and not win. Yes, you never lose. And we found the customer loved it. We do a clocking of that, and at least 10,000 people played the game per day. So in 21 days. Yeah, so it was amazing.
So what kind of plans do you have now for the year ahead?
So of course we just finished Flower Show, which was, it's our what we call our mini Christmas. It's an installation that we do in 3 stores, and where we, obviously, it takes a whole year to do the Christmas planning. So we've already started the Christmas planning. It's May. We're almost done with the renderings, and then we really begin building Christmas around June or July. So that's what I'm focused on as a big idea. But seasonal changes, we just finished putting in Mother's Day, and then we'll go ahead and do summer, back to school, fall, before Christmas.
Yeah. So when do you start planning your Christmas windows? If you start looking to install in June, July time, do you?
We start planning the windows in January. We take it down January 2nd, and then we do a recap of what worked, what didn't work, and that usually takes around 6 weeks, and then we start the ideation immediately. So I would say late January, and renders and approvals and all of that.
Well, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky now, and I think we all know that Macy's are world famous for their windows, no more so than at Christmas. Are you able to give us any exclusives for this year's displays?
Well, no, I'm afraid I can't, but I can guarantee that it'll have interaction, it will have, technology, And it'll be an all-encompassing idea. So whatever will be in the window will be in the marketing scheme. It'll be seen on television, and it'll be in the parade. So that's really kind of what we achieved last year, and so that's the goal we're trying to achieve this year.
Amazing. Well, we look forward to seeing them in anticipation. And thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.